Hello, welcome to Quarter Hours. In lieu of today's, or in lieu of our usual intro and outro songs, today we will just have the melodic thumping of my boots against the sidewalk because I've decided to take this outside at 11:30 at night because I haven't been outside yet today, and I thought it's probably a good idea to do so now that I am outside, though it's quite dark, isn't it? Well, in any case, on this quarter hour, I thought that I perhaps should talk about, there must be a better way to say this, but about being shakeable. Being easily affected by even slightly negative occurrences. Wow, it's quite dark. I don't know how far my bravery stretches here. Okay, I've turned around and I'm just going to walk up and down my street. Being shakeable. So I woke up quite late today, on purpose. I gave myself a long time to sleep, and I realized that I had woken up with my contact lenses in, which I don't believe I have done perhaps ever in the... How long have I been wearing contact lenses? In the 14 years that I've been wearing contact lenses, I'm not sure that I've ever just completely forgotten to take them out and slept all night with them in. I've taken many naps in them intentionally, but that's also not recommended. Don't do that. But I've never done that, and that occurring, even though I had wonderful sleep and it should have been great, even that just shook me and changed, I think, the whole day for me, and shaped it into, like, I knew that it wouldn't be good. Oh, there's somebody, so I'm just gonna be quiet. It shaped it into something, it automatically gave me a negative start, and I couldn't really dig myself out of that, and I know that this has quickly become a sort of self-analysis channel, which is fine, because that's apparently what I need to do. But I don't know enough about this, but I have gleaned from little sort of insights into child and developmental psychology that avoidant personalities and avoidant children, whether they're avoidant because they don't want to instigate any sort of trouble at home, they don't want to speak up, they don't want to cause any problems, whatever the case is, if they're avoidant, that they can also be very sensitive to any sort of negative input, whether that's criticism or, I guess, any sort of negative occurrence that might crop up in their lives. And I feel like I should be better at dealing with negative things, because I am very good, for example, in sort of high anxiety situations, or if something objectively bad happens, then I don't react with panic. I'm very calm in sort of those sorts of negative, high intensity situations, and I keep a level head, and I'm able to lead others through that. But I suppose if it's more personal, and if it has something to do with me or my character or my own mistake or my decision, then I cannot dig myself out of that at all. And I didn't go for a run today. I allowed the excuse of it snowing to be an excuse. It's nice and crunchy, the snow. But so this idea of being very shakeable, I don't I don't want things to throw me so easily. I don't want to be thrown. I don't want to be completely disarmed by even a not so terrible negative thing happening. I don't think, like, it's not as if I had done some irreparable damage, at least that I'm aware of, by wearing my contact lenses for 10 hours while I was asleep. I didn't. It was so strange to wake up and to be able to see. That was the first thing. It was strange how immediately I woke up, opened my eyes, and I was able to see. And I therefore knew that something was wrong. Because, I shouldn't be able to see. It's quite a lovely night, though. I'm glad I went outside. Thanks for making me. So, being shakeable. And that sort of deep plunge that comes after the initial shaking can lead into other avoidant behaviors. So, avoiding anything negative, such as schoolwork and assignments, which I certainly did that today as well. But also, and this is the awful thing about what I've been doing for the past, 5 years? Avoiding the good as well. Avoiding the things I want to do. Is it that I feel that I need to be in some sort of a positive place in order to do those things that I love? Or is it that I don't want to be in a positive place, therefore I don't want to do things that will put me into a positive place? I don't know. But it's easier to avoid. And it's maddening how many different kinds of situations I meet with avoidance. How avoidance has become my default expression of a variety of emotions. So clearly there's these negatives. So a disappointment, I'll escape that disappointment. Fear, or sort of anger, or being met with fearful and angry situations, I learned to avoid. But also positive things, like good things, like wanting to speak to people, wanting to get to know them, wanting to be their friend, wanting to learn more about them, being intrigued by them. More so in the past, but still certainly now, it's avoidance. It's an anxiety. Well, perhaps it's an anxiety first, and I feel that coming, and therefore I avoid the whole thing, and I just avoid. I avoid everything. I avoid the anxiety by avoiding the person that I would like to get to know. Avoiding what I actually want to do, because that's too much. Actually doing what I want to do, that's impossible. That's too much. Why that I can't deal with. I'm trying to express what the subconscious thoughts must be. But I don't know. I don't know what they are. But avoiding the things that make me better, avoiding the things that make me feel like an active participant in my life. I recently read an article in the New York Times that was talking about eating chips and eating one after the other, and another one, and how this sort of dulled sense of reality and this outstretched time and this sort of false infinity is created, because you lose track of time and it goes on and on and on. With each chip you bite another slice of infinity, and you're stretching this out, and you're lasting forever because this moment is lasting forever. And And while, yes, I also do that with food, which we can address at a later point, I think I also do that with avoidance. Because by avoiding the things that I want, and by avoiding the things I want to do, by preventing myself from doing them, I'm stretching out this infinity. I am stretching out time. I am always keeping what I want in the realm of the possible, because I'm not trying to make it real. Because if I try to make it real, then I might realize that it isn't possible. And not only will it not be an infinite anymore, but it won't be at all. And who would take nothing over infinity, right? So would I say that that's an addiction to avoidance? Am I addicted to always hoping and never trying? That's actually unfair. I do try things. But do I really try? Or am I just trying halfway? Am I actually allowing myself to do my best? Or am I not doing my best because then if I fail I could say, I didn't do my best. It doesn't really mean anything. Ooh, what a ramble. Okay, I'm walking in the middle of the street at this lovely midnight hour. Well, there's a car somewhere behind me. I should probably get on the sidewalk. But I think that I might have developed a habit of avoidance that I really need to acutely focus on breaking. And parallel to no longer avoiding what's real for me and what I know I should be doing and what I need to go after, parallel to that is pushing away those opposing forces of other expectations, and I could say other people's expectations and other people's voices, but they're only other people's for so long. You know, they sink into you by the time, I don't know, you're old enough to think for yourself, and then their thoughts become your thoughts and their feelings become your feelings, and it's no longer them that are controlling you, it's you. It's the part of you that soaked up them. And you can't blame anyone but yourself. And you can't blame anyone but yourself. Okay, let's find a slightly more uplifting ending to this lovely outing that we've taken ourselves on. I ate the rest of the oranges. Did I say that already? I don't think so. That's not terribly positive because that is an avoidant behavior, avoiding reality by finding infinity in oranges. At least it wasn't potato chips, but nevertheless, 15 to 20 oranges is a little bit too many to eat in one day. Infinity in oranges. And it was a lovely infinity to be in, but guess what? It's not infinite. Because you get full. And you get tired. And all you're left with is a bunch of avoided things that are still there in front of you. And you still have to get to them at midnight. But you will. You will get to them. And tomorrow you will not eat oranges. Thank you for joining me. Have a good night, everyone. I'll talk to you tomorrow.